Right now, at this exact second, your body is quietly betraying you. Every time the second hand on a clock ticks, you lose about 50 to 70 billion cells. You are literally expiring in real time, and society has brainwashed you into thinking that this is just a completely valid, unavoidable part of the human experience. We call it aging. We accept it. We plan our entire lives around the fact that our biological hardware is going to crash in about 80 years. But what if I told you that aging isn't a rule of the universe? It's just a disease, and it's a disease that a creature the size of your pinky fingernail has already cured. Enter Turritopsis doanae, the immortal jellyfish. This absolute unit of the ocean doesn't do death. When it gets stressed, injured, or just feels like its aura is getting a little too old, it doesn't die. It literally hits a biological factory, reset button. It devolves back into a baby state, completely resetting its DNA, and starts its life over again. Infinite loops. Infinite respawns. It is completely unhinged. If a jellyfish can literally hack the code of life to avoid death, why are we still accepting that humans are just cooked? Today, we are ripping the lid off the biggest scientific rebellion in human history. We are talking about billionaire-funded vampire protocols, hacking the God code, and uploading human consciousness to the cloud. The science of immortality isn't a sci-fi movie anymore, it's happening right now in underground labs.
Hey, welcome back to MindSpark, the place where curiosity comes alive. Let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered what would happen if things suddenly changed instantly? Stick with me, because the answer is way more shocking than you think.
Welcome back to MindSpark. If this is your first time here, buckle up, because we don't just scratch the surface, we dive into the absolute deep end of reality. Today's topic is going to permanently alter how you view your own existence. No cap. For the last 10,000 years, the human game plan was simple. You spawn in, you survive as long as you can, you level up your stats, and then the server kicks you out. Game over. But what if we could just refuse to log off? What if you could maintain the energy, the health, and the W-Riz of a 25-year-old for 500 years? Scientists aren't just philosophizing about this in university basements anymore. Silicon Valley tech billionaires are currently pouring billions of dollars into biotech startups with one single, terrifying objective: solving death. They are treating death like a software bug that just needs to be patched out of the human operating system. But to understand how we are going to break the matrix and live forever, we first have to understand why we age in the first place. And to do that, we have to look deep inside your cells at a microscopic ticking time bomb. Let me introduce you to the Hayflick limit. Back in the 1960s, a scientist named Leonard Hayflick made a discovery that absolutely shattered our understanding of biology. He found out that human cells are not built to divide forever. They have a hard-coded limit. Your cells can only replicate about 50 times before they just stop. They get exhausted, they turn into what scientists call senescent cells, which is basically biology slang for zombie cells, and they just sit there, polluting your body with toxic inflammation. But why do they stop? It all comes down to these tiny protective caps at the ends of your DNA called telomeres. Think of telomeres like those little plastic aglets at the ends of your shoelaces. Their entire job is to keep your DNA from unraveling into a messy, useless disaster. But here is where the tragedy happens. Every single time your cells divide to keep you alive, heal a cut, or grow your hair, those telomeres get a little bit shorter. Snip, snip, snip. Eventually, the plastic cap is completely gone. The DNA frays, the cell mutates, and boom, you get wrinkles, your organs lose their aura, your immune system crashes, and you look in the mirror one day and realize you are officially old. Your biological shoelaces have snapped. But what if we could just glue the plastic caps back on? Enter telomerase. This is an enzyme that naturally exists in your body, and its only job is to rebuild telomeres. It's the ultimate biological cheat code. The problem? In human adults, the telomerase gene is mostly turned off. It's locked behind a biological firewall, but scientists have already started hacking it. In a groundbreaking study at Harvard, researchers took mice that were biologically ancient mice that were completely cooked, graying, blind, and weak, and they activated their telomerase. The scientists didn't just stop the mice from aging. they literally reversed it. The mice grew new brain cells, their fur got shiny again, their organs regenerated, and they basically regained their main character energy. It was the biological equivalent of Benjamin Button. If we can figure out how to safely unlock telomerase in humans without accidentally triggering rampant cell growth, also known as cancer, we could effectively pause the biological clock. Forever. But while we wait for telomere therapy to hit the mainstream, the ultra-wealthy are exploring much darker, wilder methods. We need to talk about parabiosis. And yes, it is exactly as unhinged as it sounds. Parabiosis sounds like something out of a gothic horror movie, but it is 100% real science. The concept is simple, terrifying, and deeply fascinating. What happens if you take the blood of the young and pump it into the veins of the old? Back in the 2000s, researchers at Stanford University decided to let him cook. They surgically connected the circulatory systems of a young, healthy mouse and an old, dying mouse. They essentially created a shared blood network. What happened next shook the scientific community to its core. The old mouse didn't just feel a little better. Its biological markers completely inverted. Its heart muscle healed, its brain generated new neural pathways, its memory improved, and it physically became younger. The young blood was packed with specific proteins and growth factors that acted like a systemic system update for the old body. Now, obviously, sewing two humans together is completely out of pocket and illegal. But that hasn't stopped the biotech industry from chasing the vampire dream. Startups have literally popped up offering plasma transfusions from young, healthy donors to older billionaires wanting to buy back their youth. For thousands of dollars a liter, you can get an IV bag full of young plasma. Is it ethical? Highly debatable. Is it a permanent cure for aging? Probably not. The FDA eventually stepped in and started shutting down these Wild West blood clinics because the long-term effects on humans are still a massive question mark. But the science behind it is valid. There are specific molecules in young blood that tell the body to repair itself. If scientists can isolate those exact molecules, synthesize them in a lab, and put them in a pill, you wouldn't need a young donor. You could just pop a pill with your morning coffee and reset your vascular age. Blood transfusions and telomeres are just patching the hardware. But what if we want to rewrite the source code itself? Welcome to the era of CRISPR-Cas9. If you don't know what CRISPR is, you need to pay attention, because this technology is literally dictating the future of the human race. CRISPR is a genetic editing tool that allows scientists to find a specific sequence of DNA inside a living cell, cut it out like they are using a pair of microscopic molecular scissors, and paste in a new, upgraded sequence. It is literal biological Photoshop. For decades, if you inherited a gene for Alzheimer's, heart disease, or accelerated aging, you were just cooked. It was GG. You lost the genetic lottery. But CRISPR changes everything. We now have the technology to theoretically locate the specific genes that cause cellular decay and just delete them. But it goes deeper than just deleting bad genes. In 2006, a Japanese researcher named Shinya Yamanaka discovered something so mind-blowing it won him the Nobel Prize. He found 4 specific genes, now known as the Yamanaka factors. When Yamanaka injected these 4 factors into adult, fully aged skin cells, something impossible happened. The cells didn't just get healthier, they completely forgot they were old. They reverted all the way back to their embryonic state. They became stem cells again, blank slates. Think about the implications of this. With CRISPR and cellular reprogramming, we aren't just talking about extending your lifespan to 120. We are talking about taking a 60-year-old human, reprogramming their cellular matrix in vivo, and literally winding their biological clock backward until they have the cellular health of a 20-year-old. We are treating the human genome like an open-source software project, and billionaires like Jeff Bezos are heavily invested. Bezos backed a company called Altos Labs with billions of dollars, and their entire mission is to master cellular reprogramming. The richest people on the planet have realized that money is limitless, but time is not. So they are attempting to buy time itself. But let's get real for a second. Biology is messy. Meat is fragile. No matter how much you edit your DNA or rebuild your telomeres, a biological body can still be destroyed in a car crash. A biological body requires oxygen, water, food, and optimal temperatures. If humans want to survive the next 10,000 years, explore deep space, and become a true Type 1 civilization, dragging these heavy, fragile meat sacks around the galaxy is just a massive ELSO. What's the ultimate cheat code for immortality? You ditch the body entirely. You upload the mind. To understand if we can upload a human mind to a computer, you have to understand what you actually are. You are not your hands, you are not your heart, you are not your bones. You, your memories, your personality, your sense of humor, your entire aura is nothing more than a specific pattern of electrical signals firing across 86 billion neurons in your brain. That specific map of connections is called your connectome. If your consciousness is just an incredibly complex electrical pattern, then the laws of physics dictate that this pattern can be copied, translated into digital code, and run on a different substrate. Instead of running on biological fat and tissue, your mind could run on silicon and quantum processors. Companies like Elon Musk's Neuralink are already building the bridge between the human brain and the digital world. Right now, it's about helping paralyzed people control computers with their thoughts. But the end game? High-bandwidth brain-machine interfaces. Imagine hitting your 80th birthday. Your biological body is failing. Instead of dying, you go into a clinic. Nanobots map every single synapse in your brain with perfect accuracy. That data is compiled, uploaded, and booted up in a simulated reality. You wake up in a digital utopia where you have admin privileges over reality itself. You can look however you want, live in any environment you want, and experience the universe at the speed of light. You wouldn't just be immortal, you would be literally built different. You could beam your consciousness into a robotic avatar on Mars, explore the surface for a week, and then beam your mind back to a server on Earth in seconds. Death becomes nothing more than a hardware failure. As long as your data is backed up, you are invincible. But this is MindSpark, and we don't do half answers here. We have to look at the absolute end of the timeline. Let's say we do it. Let's say we beat biology with CRISPR. Let's say we beat physical accidents by uploading our minds to indestructible quantum supercomputers. Are we truly immortal? Physics says no, because even if you conquer biology and technology, you still have to fight the final boss of the universe: entropy. The second law of thermodynamics states that everything in the universe is slowly moving toward chaos and decay. Stars will eventually burn out. Galaxies will drift apart. Black holes will slowly evaporate through Hawking radiation. Trillions of years from now, the universe will reach a state called the heat death. All energy will be evenly distributed. The temperature will drop to absolute zero, and no work, no computation, and no life can exist. If your digital mind is running on a server, that server requires energy to process your thoughts. When the stars burn out and the energy of the universe runs dry, the servers will power down. It is the ultimate, unavoidable game over screen. Unless, in those trillions of years of existence, our immortal, hyper-intelligent descendants figure out how to hack the laws of physics themselves. Maybe we figure out how to jump to a younger parallel universe. Maybe we figure out how to create a new Big Bang in a lab. If you have infinite time to think, there is no limit to what you can solve. So, can humans live forever? The biology says it's theoretically possible. The technology says it is highly probable. But the real question isn't just can we live forever, but should we? If nobody dies, who gets to have kids? If only the billionaires can afford the immortality treatments, do they just rule the earth as immortal overlords while the rest of us stay cooked? A world without death sounds like a utopia, but it could easily turn into the most unhinged dystopia in human history. I want to hear from you. If you could take a pill today that would guarantee you live to be 1,000 years old, but you could never reverse the decision, would you take it? Drop your answer in the comments below. I'm reading all of them. What was the most mind-blowing part of today's deep dive? If this video expanded your reality even a little bit, hit that like button. It genuinely helps push this knowledge to more people. And if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Stay curious, stay questioning everything, and I'll see you in the next one.
If this video made you think even for a second, hit the like button. It really helps the channel. Subscribe to MindSpark for more mind-blowing ideas, and tell me in the comments what topic we should explore next. Until next time, keep your mind curious,